Okay, when I say the name Frankenstein, what's the first thing that pops into your head? It's probably a huge, green guy with bolts in his neck, right? Just kind of grunting and stomping around. Well, what if I told you that image is almost completely wrong? Today, we're going to crack open Mary Shelley's original novel and ask the one question that has fascinated readers for 2 centuries. In the story of Frankenstein, who is the real monster?
Right, let's just get this straight from the get-go. The character you see in the movies, he's pretty much a total invention. Where Hollywood gives us this mute, clumsy monster, Mary Shelley wrote a creature who is incredibly articulate, intelligent, and believe it or not, super sensitive. The movies show us a being that's just violent from the start, but the book gives us someone who begins his life as kind and good-hearted. And that's the whole point. The pop culture icon is a fun horror show, but the original story, that's a deep philosophical tragedy.
So, let's try to forget everything we think we know and meet the character Mary Shelley actually wrote. Forget the grunts. This was a being with a truly brilliant mind and profound feelings.
I mean, listen to this one line. It says it all. This is the creature speaking to his creator, Victor Frankenstein. And it shows that not only can he speak beautifully, but he's educated. He's read John Milton's Paradise Lost, and he gets his own tragedy perfectly. He's saying, "You should have been my God, and I should have been your beloved Adam. But because you rejected me, you've turned me into Satan, the fallen angel." That kind of self-awareness is just miles away from the monster we see on screen.
And here's the really heartbreaking part. He wasn't born a monster. He starts his life innocent and curious. He even finds a poor family, the DeLaceys, and secretly helps them by gathering firewood for them at night. He tries to be good, but what does he get for it? His own creator, Victor, abandons him in disgust. Every person he meets screams in horror and attacks him. The very family he was helping, they beat him brutally. This is why he says that famous line, "I am malicious because I am miserable." See, his evil isn't something he was born with. It was created by pure suffering.
So if the creature was made into a monster, then we have to look at the guy who made him, right? Let's turn the spotlight onto the brilliant Dr. Victor Frankenstein, because his great sin wasn't playing God. It was something so much worse. Victor tells us this himself, and it gets right to the core of who he is. This guy is completely consumed by ambition. It's this selfish, obsessive need to know more, to do more, without ever stopping to think about the consequences. He wanted the fame, the glory of creating life, but never once did he consider his responsibility to that life. This wasn't a noble quest for science. It was all about his ego. And if you track his actions, it's just this domino effect of moral failures. First, he locks himself away for 2 years, totally obsessed, ignoring every single ethical red flag. Then, and this is the absolute worst part, the very instant his creation takes its first breath, he runs away in breathless horror and disgust. It's the ultimate act of parental neglect. After that, he spends the rest of the book refusing to take any responsibility. It's a constant blame game. He has zero self-awareness, always painting himself as the poor victim, never, ever admitting that he started it all.
So we're left with these 2 tragic figures, one who looks like a monster and one who acts like a monster. And this gets us right to the heart of the novel. What really makes someone a monster? Is it the way they look, or is it the choices they make?
When you actually lay it out side by side, the answer becomes, well, it's pretty clear. Look at their motivations. Victor is all about pride, hubris, and ambition. His main sin is just pure neglect and irresponsibility. His defining flaw? Selfishness and cowardice. Now, look at the creature. What drives him? Loneliness. A desperate need for a connection with someone, anyone. His sin is revenge, sure, but it's revenge born from a deep, profound sense of injustice. So while his actions become truly awful, they all stem from a pain that Victor himself caused. And that is the incredible, timeless message of this book. Being a monster has absolutely nothing to do with having stitched-up skin or a scary face. Real monstrosity is a moral failure. It's the failure to feel compassion, the failure to take responsibility for your actions and for the things you create. It's a sickness of the soul, not of the body. And that's exactly why this story, written over 200 years ago, feels so urgent today. Shelley's questions are our questions. How do we treat people who are different from us? What are the ethical lines we shouldn't cross with science and technology? What responsibility do we have to each other as human beings? These aren't just homework questions. We are dealing with this stuff every single day.
So I want to leave you with this thought.
If being a monster isn't about how you look, but about the choices you make, about a fundamental failure of your own humanity, then this story forces us to look in the mirror. It's easy to point fingers at the monsters out there. It's a lot harder to ask, what choices are we making? And whose choices are we responsible for today?